YouTubers, welcome back to Maxwell Starr's beer reviews, and tonight we're going to continue with the continuing adventures of beers that are taking up space in the back room. We're going to take a look at the very first of the beers that I'm reviewing that I brought back from Ontario, and I'm very sorry that I have to do this to you. I got to take the good ones with the bad ones, but I'm going to take a look at one of the ones that I bought at the beer store. Very sorry to do this, but we're going to take a look at Old Vienna. OV, or as Albino Rhino puts it, Old Vagina. Hey, he started it. This is a Molson product. There's some history to it, but I'm not exactly sure what that history is. Imagine somebody else could tell me. It's premium quality. It's a lager beer from Ontario. It's one of those generic macro products. I think this is like just over $10 for a 6-pack, which is unheard of here. It's definitely a cheap budget beer. This is no preservatives. Molson, Canada, Vancouver, Toronto, Moncton, St. John's. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, no, not out here. So why even put Moncton on them, or St. John's even on the list? Total satisfaction guaranteed. Ooh, there's a number I can complain at. Okay, 5% ABV. Let's crack it open. And we'll put it in probably one of the finest glasses that a OV has ever been in. My tulip here. Give that a pour. Oh man, that's super pale. Good amount of head, I guess. I gotta admit that it looks nice. Like for a lager. It right, fills it right to the top. Look at that. Yeah, that's everything that's in the can, so you're not getting gypped, but that's a really nice presentation. Good amount of head. I got like 3 fingers there. Fills it right to the brim. Got this nice golden appearance with a bright pale color. Don't mind that at all. Let's give it a sniff. And that's where it disappoints you. Sugar sweet, corn soda. Got a touch of a very mild hint of copper coin. Herbal hop. It's just very little there. Very, very, very little there. It smells almost like watered down Canadian or something. I'm getting hardly anything at all. That's definitely, you can definitely tell that it's a budget beer because it's probably mostly fermented with just plain sugar or corn syrup. I mean, it probably is 5% ABV, but what are you drinking? No wonder they don't want to put ingredients lists on beer up there. Put it down the hatch and see what I'm drinking. Cheers. Ooh. That's big on the corn. Massive cereal grain note comes up the back. Bready, cornbread kind of taste. A light, mild sweetness on the tip of the tongue, which is a pleasing taste, but it almost blends into a more like a cream corn kind of flavor. Mild carbonation throughout the beer. It's not really incredibly dry, but you know, you do. It's enough to keep you wanting to drink it. Despite the well, I don't even know if I wanted to say it's refreshing, because I mean, does this really taste good enough to make me want to take another sip? I mean, seriously, I didn't come here to trash on this beer. Even if it's a beer, even if it's a beer from Molson, I don't mind. I mean, I will give the beer a good rating, even if it's not a bad beer. But honestly, is that something I would consider refreshing? I can think of other Molson beers that are refreshing. This one, Maybe I'm drinking it too warm. But a good beer should taste good warm, so kind of neutralizes that fact. It's like drinking corn pops. Literally, you get that frosted sugar sweetness, and you get that corn note, the big corn taste. It's like crunching into a bowl of corn pops. Dry, of course. No milk in there. And no hops to speak of in the flavor. Maybe a herbal copper coiny touch, but that's it. Oh. So, I mean, no insult to the people who drink this. I mean, when I say it, like, it's not a very good beer, when you take into consideration the cost effectiveness and how cheap this beer is, it's not horrible or anything. I mean, when you consider this is $10 for a 6-pack, that's barely over $1 a beer. It's like $1.50 or $1.40 a beer. It works out to be a good party beer. If you're willing and able to put a bunch of these back, and even if you're the kind of person who likes corn pops, I mean, but when it comes to traditional lager styles, there's a lot better Molson products even that hit the mark. And this one is just this barely serviceable budget beer. I'm going to give it a 1.5 out of 5. I really don't care for it personally, but that's just my opinion. And, I'm the kind of guy, like, if you're the kind of guy who drinks a lot of party beers and you're happy with party beers, you probably will be okay with this thing here. I don't want to put it in phrases like you don't know any better, but, I mean, I've been a bit of a beer amateur connoisseur that's, I've had well over 600, 700 beers at this point, and when it comes to drinking something like this, it's like kicking it back a notch just after high school. It's really, I wouldn't drink this on a regular basis, and this isn't my kind of beer. It's a 1.5 out of 5, and I would recommend that people avoid this, or if you want to learn more about beer, this isn't where you start. But if you're, the kind of person who wants to get out there, drink, and party, then, you know what, $10 a 6-pack, it's definitely in Ontario, it's definitely serviceable. So it's not a total loss. Anyway, thanks for watching Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews. We'll talk to you folks later. Cheers!